Alright, I just saw something so ridiculously stupid that I'm gonna say the R word several times in this video. You're gonna have to bear with it. Leave now if you don't want to hear it. So I used to follow this page for a while. It was just a simple page with occasional memes or whatever, but I guess it's ran by some sort of like barely 20 years old fucking hothead. And it annoys me because like at first it was just like little arrogant stupid shit like here or there. Like I noticed that they were kind of like shitting on people in their comment section. Oof. Like it could be the smallest disagreement ever, not at all hostile, and they would start flipping their shit in the comment sections or making even more posts. So clearly you can tell that they are not the pinnacle of maturity. But what really annoys me is, okay, this is the overall topic of this video before you go any further. I hate when I meet women who supposedly care for the welfare of other women but don't talk to them as if they're fellow women. With respect, maturity, class, grace, that's how you do it. On Facebook recently, actually on a fucking this pissed the fuck out of me. So this girl, I guess, like some lady went online anonymously and she was like, "Hi, my boyfriend is cheating on me, and I guess he's been cheating this entire time as long as we've been together, and we already have a baby together. What do I do?" And then this one woman just passively said, "You can always get yourself a new boyfriend." And she obviously just meant it as an offhand, like, "Girl, you know what to do, leave his ass" situation. But then this other woman named Kay, beautiful lady, she popped off like, "How fucking dare you? You clearly stand for pedophiles, because what if her, like, you just want her kids to be around any fucking body, to get raped, to get abused, to get molested?" And she went off and off and off, talking about basically like, fuck you for your comment, and fuck you for existing, and you clearly stand with pedophiles. And like, that led to a huge blow up on that specific Facebook group. And then eventually I decided to be devil's advocate. Because this is why. Because eventually they tried to, it was like a weird separation in the group. I chimed in and I said, okay, I understand your perspective. It's good that you're looking out for the welfare of these kids in this dating advice group, because I get it. Not many people often do. People can act very selfishly, especially when they're blinded by love, envy, jealousy. I get it. I understand you. But they didn't say that. All they said was an offhand comment about, "Hey, you can easily get a new boyfriend." And then you came in like, "So you fucking love pedophiles!" Like, you basically did the whole, like, meme that exists out there of, "I like pancakes. So you fucking hate waffles, you cunt?" Like, it's like, nah, bitch, that's a whole new sentence. And you basically did that. I had to communicate. You basically heard a person give, like, the most generic advice someone else, millions of people around the world, with billions even, would say, "Just get a new boyfriend because this guy sucks." But like, if you had, and I told her, if you had respect for her, you could have said with cadence and grace and kindness for your fellow woman, you could have said, "Actually, I think the OP here, the anonymous person, needs to go ahead and take some time away and heal, especially because we don't want just anyone around her kids, and we also want to make sure that she's feeling mentally stable and healed and mature, and like especially financially stable, and doesn't rely on anybody else, because we want her to be happy and like financially, mentally, and emotionally separated from not only that man but any other potential man. If you I wish that you would have shown her more care with your words, because that is important." And this whole thing happened because I get it, you have care for your kids, and I'm not hating you for that. You just could have came at her very differently if you did care. And then Kay was like, "You're right, I understand, I messed up, I'm sorry." And and shit got settled pretty damn well. But another thing happened tonight. So this one bitch on Instagram, we used to be mutuals, but I guess at some point they probably saw me crying, and what, I don't know. I do shit on the internet a lot. Like, what can I say? I'm very open about the type of person I am. I'm the type of person where I feel things very deeply, to the point where it can get even scary. Like, I'm just saying, if you see a bitch on her Instagram joke about all the time she's been threatened with restraining orders, and you go, "I'm gonna follow this woman," and definitely expect, like, healthy love stories from her. I'm just saying. Like, like on day one, you would have been like, "Oh, she's crying on her story again." But specifically this, like, and I wouldn't have been mad about them unfollowing or whatever. Like, it's whatever. They were on my close friends list though, so they saw how I processed the whole thing with me and that Mitchell guy. The guy was tripping on recently. Don't worry, I'm calm about him. You haven't seen me mention him for a while. At least I don't remember, so that's good. But I guess specifically they went on their page, and they have like 13,000 followers on their Instagram page. This specific person, I guess we can call them Ducksworth. They like that's their username basically. They made a post that was just like someone's TikTok about like, ooh, I don't understand how y'all don't be eating just because you went through a breakup. Like, bitch, hand me the cheeseburger. And it was supposed to just be a funny, lighthearted post. But they went on a rant in the caption, like, yeah, I don't get how you bitches do that. Like, simply put, just get over it. Like, you know, we're not like some 60-year-old going through a divorce. We're in our 20s. We're here to have fun. Don't take it seriously. Get you some food and have some self-love and respect for yourself. And then the comments were actually pretty sympathetic, but like still had their own opinions. They were like, oh well, like it was, these girls were clearly like young, like somewhere on the, like in the span of like underage teenager to like very early 20s. Like you could tell they were young. And one of them was respectful. They were like, oh, I feel like it also depends on like the duration of the romance and like what happened between you, how it ended, the severity of things. And then like this own person talked about what was clearly like some sort of fucked up abusive dynamic they had with a person. And they just joked. They were like, yeah, because I remember after that, whew, I'm usually thick as hell, but I was bony as fuck after that relationship. And it was supposed to be just a lighthearted little comment. And someone else and like two other people said like, yeah, oof, when I have gone through breakups, sometimes my stomach just caves in. I just can't, because something about the heartbreak and betrayal can just make your stomach tie into a knot that you just can't even picture eating. Sometimes you can just picture throwing up because it makes you so sick. And then like instead of being a sympathetic rational person, they showed that they have mental retardation. They showed that they were a stupid fucking idiot. And they decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to take these comments as hate comments and I'm going to screenshot it and post it to my story. And they went on a little rant about like, fuck y'all stupid bitches, y'all just mad because, and then like just started hating on them. And that's when I got mad. Let's just say I had to DM them and be like, you're a fucking cunt. Every time I see you, you're being a fucking cunt. If you had respect for these young, you can tell they're young women. Like, cool, not all of us are sociopathic like you, but even then you're only fucking 20 years old or so. Like, we get it. Good for you. Like, trust me, her preaching the topic, like, you know, she tried to preach the topic of like, I'm not crying over a man that hasn't done anything for me. Some of y'all just cry over men where you don't do nothing but drink, smoke, fucking text. Like nothing. Don't cry over a man like that. Have some goals, have some self-respect and some self-love. That message would be okay, but she didn't go about it respectfully. She went, fuck these bitches for simply going through any sort of heartbreak ever. And I'm going to go out of my way to slam dunk and shit on these bitches to 13K people. And it just was embarrassing. Not for the girls, but to her. It's like, how dare you? Because it tarnishes the way you look when you act that way. That is something I have never stood for in my entire fucking life. Mind you, this is coming from me. I'm a queen crash out. Professional crash out. I have, like, trust me, I got some shit in my arsenal right now that I've been planning to do. And have I done it yet? No. Why? Because I thought, it's a long story. Let's just say, I wouldn't even call it emotional maturity. I'd just say I'm kind of tired of tripping over that nigga. But I don't put it this way. You know that you have done something bad. If me, someone who has done damn near psych ward level behavior, like, if I am saying that you might be sociopathic with how you're fucking talking and behaving towards other people, and that your rage issues and your immaturity will be detrimental and how you need to be more respectful and kind to others, then that's like, yeah. If the person who literally leaves like fucking 80 evil voicemails to niggas after they end things with her or she ends things with them has to tell you to be more respectful to your fellow man, I'm just saying you need to take me twice as fucking seriously because I'm an expert in the field. Like, imagine if Michael Myers came to you and said, damn bitch, you need to chill. Then you need to fucking chill because he's an expert in the field of being a psychotic cunt. I just hate that. I don't like that. It's because it's also ironic. It's like, hey, look at me. I am a 20-year-old who has a limited experience in love and has never really had any severe or strong emotional connections with each other, and I repress my emotions all the time, and I'm better than you. Why? Because I am mature. Because I don't need to act out or stop myself over petty things like feelings or emotions. And to show how emotionally mature I am, I'm going to crash out on you and try to emotionally like shit on you publicly to 13,000 people on my Instagram story because I just feel like being a fucking bitch and letting out rage that way. I like, and if you still don't get it, I'm going to try to say it for you slower. she like it's a damn near pick me level behavior of like, hey, look at me. I'm 20 with basically no real experience in love, and I have formed no serious attachments to anybody. And to show that I am an emotionally mature person who is better than you, I'm gonna go out of my way to harass you on the fucking internet and act like you are brain dead bitches for ever feeling emotion. That doesn't, like, no, like, it's just like, do you sometimes I just witness certain levels of behavior and I'm just like, wow, no one's whooped your ass yet, no one's gotten a lock and a sock on you or anything. That might change soon if you keep that fucking up, and if that happens, I'm not gonna feel bad for you, but unlike you, I will not post it to 13,000 people to brag. I'm just saying, whatever happened to talking to women respectfully? Like, trust me, my whole fucking channel, like, I've talked about traumatic shit that's happened to me across, like, in many, many, many different ways. Many, many, many different ways. And my, like, if I could rewind time, I definitely would have not, I would have just been like, okay, this nigga's being disrespectful. I'm gonna block him and focus on my screenwriting instead. Oh, this nigga's being evil. I should smack the fuck out of him and then never see him again. And like, if I could rewind time, I would change a lot. So I'm not against their message of, like, date healthier, do better for yourself, but they didn't say it like that. They didn't say, like, if they really wanted to help out those girls in the comments, they could have said, yeah, but, like, if you ever feel like that again, just remind yourself, like, these dudes aren't really that cool. Like, you have a lot better things to be doing. Like, like, he's probably out there living his life and being evil, and he won't stop being evil. So you might as well, like, make yourself a nice, delicious home cooked meal for comfort, and, like, read some dating books or psychology books, or, like, watch your favorite shows, and, like, just brush that nigga off and just be like, just get the dirt off your shoulder, brush him off. He's nasty, funky. Like, you know, like, there's two types of people that step in dog shit. There's people that step in dog shit, scrape that shit off, hose it off, and then keep on walking as if they never stepped in it. That's cool. There's other people who step in dog shit and they get embarrassed and they cry and they're upset, but then it takes a little longer, but they still wash it off all the same. Like, simply put, you're not bad for having an emotional reaction. Most people would. And you're not inherently better than anyone because you didn't have an emotional reaction either. Because, simply put, if you didn't have emotions, you'd be a fucking sociopath. And if you refuse to feel emotions, then you'll do dumb shit like get online and say that people who dare to experience love, infatuation, limerence, heartbreak, betrayal, and dare to be sad over it are fucking idiots. It's like, yeah, no offense, you're a fucking psychotic cunt. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And that's coming from me. Like, really, I've said some fucked up things. Like, good lord. If she had any care or respect, she would have said something so gentle like, yeah, but think about it like this way. I hope in your future breakups you don't feel the need to cry over a man and you just think, hey, you know what? Let me just boss up on his ass. Let me get some new jewelry, do my skincare, eat some healthy meals, set some new goals, and really pick myself up. But, I'm sorry to hear that you have that issue of, like, not eating. It really wasn't even that big of an issue for her to crash out over in the slightest, which is why I'm extra angry, because it's so fucking stupid. The bitches didn't say anything mean to her. They didn't say anything super. They didn't even say no, you're wrong. They just said their own personal experience with heartbreaks. They didn't even say that they crashed out over niggas, through bricks, through windows, contacted families. No, they just said they simply cried over a nigga and maybe couldn't eat for like a day or two or so because it took time to recover from a betrayal. You have to simply be mentally retarded or a specific level of sociopathic to just, like, be like, ooh, I'm gonna let the point go over my head, and then also demonize these women for having emotions. Like, I'm just saying, if that person ever gets decked in the fucking face, or, like, I'm not feeling bad for them. Like, Jesus, because it's like, wow. Anyway, so I decided to be a little messy because I don't think the girls saw it. I fucking responded to their comments. I was like, she's talking shit on you on her story. And I sent a little message that I put some fucking back into it and then DM'd it to the whole girl who was talking shit. And then I went about my merry way. I'm just saying, I think that as women, we owe it to ourselves to treat each other kindly. Even if we don't understand. Trust me, like, I'm in some Facebook groups right now that are full of the dumbest bitches ever, but I still talk to them with respect because I know that at some point I was a dumb bitch too. Like, yeah, at some point I was the girl who was crying over a nigga who I was only getting text from. I was crying over niggas I was only getting sex from. I was crying over trauma. I was crying over betrayals. I was crying over flings or long relationships or anything. And like, that's good, because if I stayed the little emotionally stagnated fucking 12-year-old that I was when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have any serious connections. Like, it's like, on one hand, it's like, okay, would I have been on some Gone Girl, Amy Dune type shit, American Psycho-esque? Yeah, absolutely. Like, I probably would have gone very far in life, but I can't change my past, but I can change girls' future. But I know that if you want to help someone get better, you can't always just be like, you're a stupid fucking cunt for feeling love. How dare you, stupid bitch. Go eat some salmon and some fucking asparagus and get on a treadmill and never care for your fellow man. No, that's what weird bitches do. Be a normal human being. If, like, how do I put this? That's exactly why the quote, you can fix a girl's crown without, like, knocking, or there's a specific quote. You can fix a girl's crown without announcing to the world that it's tipped over. You can help out someone without needing to, like, embarrass them. There's a million ways to do it. That's what people do when they have decorum in class. Trust me, I've heard of some of the dumbest situations ever with women, but because I talked to them like they were human, like they were people, like they were loving and deserving of respect and empathy, and how I could resonate with them on a certain level, even if not in every capacity, but to a certain extent, guess what? That made it easier to change. Because if you just talk to someone like you're about to fucking hit them with a bunch of bricks, they're gonna fucking flee away from you and deeper into whatever shithole they were trying to crawl out of in the first place to escape from you. But if you actually give them like a rope of like empathy, and you're like, hey, here, reach for my hand because I understand. Let me see if I can pull you closer to how I'm feeling, then you're gonna get a lot farther. Like, I remember this one woman, she told me about the most fucked up baby daddy like almost baby daddy situation ever. And I remember I talked to her, simply put, like she fucking mattered and like her emotions mattered. I still made it clear, like, subtly, about how she needs to not, like, but I didn't demand anything. I just simply was like, oh, do you feel like he treats you in the way you want to be treated? Oh, how do you feel about this? And you can just kind of make someone slowly realize themselves, like, oh shit, this is a really bad situation. I didn't even notice this. And you pull them out themselves. You can explain your perspective without going off on people. Because if you shit on people, like if you just approach people like you're about to slit their throat and shit down it, they're just going to fucking hate you, and they might hate the cause you're going for. Like, that's, simply put, that type of shit brings the movement down. That type of shit keeps us down collectively. It makes you look bad. It fucks up whatever you're trying to stand for. And it just, yeah, simply put, act like you have some fucking sense. Like, if you just go around acting like a fucking cunt, no offense, then I'm gonna have to act up. Or even then, sometimes I'll be classy at first about even telling you that you're acting up. But I swear to God, don't fucking push me. Anyway, stupid ass bitches piss me off. Anyway, but even then, even sometimes when I have met a stupid ass bitch, like, think of it this way. I remember I saw a girl in an Instagram comment section, and it's like I could have done one of two things when she was ranting about how women who want to be provided for and don't go 50-50 are just gold digging whores. I had two options. I was like, I can just say you're a stupid fucking bitch and your man doesn't love you. Or I could say, well, sweetie, you did say in your comment yourself that you would never feel as if he should take you out anywhere nice, and that if you had to basically go to subpar places just because that's all he could afford, and even then you had to split the bill. Simply put, like, if you could take yourself to nice places and you would treat him to nice places too, why shouldn't he be able to do the same for you every once in a while? That doesn't mean someone's like a bad feminist or like brings the feminist movement down. It just means they have a preference. And let's just say, are you happy with your treatment from your man? Like, does he treat you consistently well enough where, or like, would you just be better saving your money and saving your time and efforts with him if you feel like you're only doing what he wants? And simply put, let's just say I went for the latter, or at least I tried to. I hope that girl's okay. I hope she left that man. Yeah, like, trust me, I've been dealing with dumb motherfucking people all week. Seeing this one girl got online. She was like, I'm dating this rich, successful man, and he gives me $800 a month. Is that bad? And I could have said, bitch, are you dumb as fuck? But no, I said, hey, girl, that's less than a fucking HelloFresh order without the coupons cost for like 6 meals in a week. I don't think he respects you very much. And I kind of, but I knew that was a cunty opener, so I was like, what type of trips does he take you on? Where does he go? Does he, like, if you were to ask for something that was above this limit, would he say yes or would he say no? Like, would he act like you were undeserving or a gold digger, even though he's an alleged multimillionaire? And like, you know, because there is a difference between a guy taking you to this area that's like slightly nice, but like, he still got it on Groupon or whatever, versus a dude taking you to, like, there's a difference between Calistoga and Costa Rica, let's just say. There's a difference between a guy taking you to Florida versus taking you to Brazil. I'm just saying. And I said stuff that kind of was like, does he give you presents? What kind of gifts? Does he give you zirconia? Does he give you diamond? Do you feel like you're able to achieve certain goals? And have you been able to with him around? Because you say he's a financial provider. Has he been like helping you upgrade your life? Or do you feel like you're just kind of missing out? Like, what do you think you might be missing out on? And that kind of helped her because then it put into perspective everything. I'm just saying, it's all about perspective. If you come in with a terrible, rude, hostile perspective, you're not going to get far with like whatever you're trying to convey to people. Trust me. Even with men, I've done this shit. Like, I remember a buddy of mine, I remember I could have popped up on him when he got out of pocket. Like, I remember I said something about, like, hey, dude, have you ever been tested for autism? And he got defensive as fuck. He was like, why the fuck would you say that? And I could have gone really hard, but I said, hey, listen, don't talk to me like that because I care for you. And I will not settle for that type of behavior. I simply ask because I care for you and I notice things in you that are present in me. I notice that you have rejection sensitive dysphoria. I notice your attention span is not always the greatest, but you also have very intense memories. You're very sensitive to how others can react emotionally to you. You sometimes have a bit of a social barrier. And it seems like you are a good person at heart and I want to see you thrive. Absolutely, I do. But I guess I want to know if you have ever been tested for the same condition as I have, because when I found out I had that condition, it was easier for me to find certain coping mechanisms that aligned within the confines of my mental conditions that could be easily plausible for what I desired and wanted. And that's an important basis, and I want that for you. I want you to be happy, and I'm just want to make sure that you're getting like, because I knew it fucked me up before when I didn't know. And if you could know and if it could change your life and maybe put certain things into perspective for the better, I'd want to grant you that. And then guess what? He apologized. We had a conversation about it. We got to talk about him getting diagnosed with a lot of things. Things went well. I'm just saying, I hate when people don't talk to others respectfully. I try my best. I try my best. Like, trust me, as someone with the temperament and like my own stuff, I still try my best to be as kind and considerate to others as possible. Within reason. I'm just saying. But yeah, just be fucking nice to people. Like, the phrase you lose nothing being nice is very much true. Tough love sometimes can work, but simply put, other times, if there's no reason to go 100, and if you know you could just go like a little, like bit by bit, help a person out, I'm just saying. Like, if you help someone out with a few grains of salt given to them of your opinion, and then you don't have to drown them in sand and make them suffer. Because it'll just fucking hurt them and they'll be suffocating. Why would you want someone that you want to allegedly help suffer? Exactly. Bye.